Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show, the best one on YouTube. I'm here with my guy Nicky Stees. How you doing, man? We got a lot to talk about today.
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm still a little bit shocked about last night, but hey, it's something to talk about, man.
Oh my God, yeah. But before that, guys, before that, make sure you subscribe to our brand new channel, Hardcore Play and Rewind, where we game, talk about movies, and just podcasts and stuff. So the link is pinned in the chat. If you guys need the link again, there it is. We're already at 18 subscribers already. It's crazy. Did not expect that. But yeah, let's just get you know what? Let's just start with the game last night. So the Washington Commanders defeat the Detroit Lions. So Nikki, give me your thoughts.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
First word is shock. I think
Okay.
because most of us had the Detroit Lions as the favorites to clinch their first Super Bowl appearance.
Right.
We saw the odds as the regular season went along, went up in their favor. But we also see that come playoff time, it's a much different story. You saw in this one, Jared Goff, or should I say Jared Goof, because he threw three interceptions, the one touchdown. He didn't really help out that much. And considering they lost by two scores, you take those interceptions, change the outcome of those drives, you could talk about an entirely different game, but it happened though. But at the same time, we got to give the Commanders credit though. I mean, that was a good team effort. And I think we see in this case that even in his rookie season, Jaden Daniels is the better quarterback, and ultimately the team with the better quarterback got the W. So we got to give the Commanders credit too. It's one of those cases where when your division rival steps up and plays well, you got to respect it. And definitely got to respect what the Commanders did on the road against the odds with a rookie quarterback in the biggest game of his career. Didn't throw any picks, had two passing touchdowns, and helped lead his team to victory and scored over 40 points against the NFC favorite. That's
Ye-
amazing right there.
How you doing, James? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, brother. How about you?
I'm doing good. We launched a new channel, so I'm feeling pretty good, man.
Sure.
Give me your thoughts on the game last night.
Wild one. I did not expect that in any way.
Right.
Probably the biggest surprise to me was not necessarily the performance by the Commanders, because they've shown moments of brilliance throughout the year, as much as the collapse on the offensive side from the Lions, turning the ball over 5 times in a game. That just
Yeah.
you don't win when you do that. And Goff has just been so steady all year long. I would have never expected him to have that kind of meltdown with, what was it, 3 interceptions and 1 fumble. Just a real bad performance from him. But such a good season for them otherwise.
Yeah. You know what's
And
funny? I was just thinking about this. The Lions are now out, the Packers are out, and the Vikings are out. They were
yeah,
all like in contention, but now that whole division, they're kind of frauds now. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny. Just like, damn, only regular season. Yeah, I wanted the Lions to win. I wanted the Eagles to play the best team, but now it looks like Eagles gotta get past the Rams first. Let me slow my horse real quick. But yeah, and Jared Goff, man, what the hell? Oh my God. Wow. Give me your thoughts on Jared Goff, James.
I mean, I like Jared Goff. I think that this is going to be an anomaly in his career, not a regular. You're going to look back at this and say, wow, remember that one year where he just had the worst game of his career, basically, in the playoffs, in what for them was the first round, too. I mean, that's the crazy part about this is a one and done playoff team in the Lions because they got a bye last week. So uh, it's funny to for me to make fun of like the overreactive Steeler fans that are out
Yeah.
there that are like, get rid of Tomlin. He's always one and done. Oh boy,
Yep.
Dan Campbell one and done. Better get rid of him, right? No, they've got so many things in place that are so good there that you got to stay the course. You got to let it sting. It needs to hurt when that happens.
Yeah.
You got to be motivated to come back and be better, but I don't think they should be panicking by any means. But what a nice situation for your Philadelphia Eagles, though, huh? all the top opponents out of the way. You get like 3 buys before you get to go to the Super Bowl.
Now we just gotta. I'm holding. I'm not saying anything because the Rams. They are underrated in my opinion. They
Oh, yeah.
have a very
Big
good
time.
players on the defensive side of the ball. Offensive. We'll talk about that later for sure. And Texans were cheated. I didn't really watch that game. I'm gonna be honest. So, Nikki, give me your thoughts on that game real quick.
I mean, for starters, look, I expected Kansas City to win. But at the same time, there was a photo, if you remember, did you see it of the sideline push in the first quarter?
Yes.
Yeah.
That you could also look at that and say they weren't fully on the same page, but as well, you got to look at it. A couple factors. Number one, you got to be prepared for the favorites game when dealing with Kansas City. And furthermore, Houston hadn't been playing up to their best all season. It's like you can say that calls do to some degree play a factor, and yes, they do, but you got to look at the game as a whole. There's
Yeah.
like I've only had like a handful of times I ever really said that like referees played a factor, like, and this is not one of them, but yeah, we saw Kansas City was the more complete team. It's only usually more times than not they're going to find a way to win no matter what. And I mean, the Texans made it competitive, but isn't that the story of Kansas City season? The teams make it competitive, but they can't find a way to win. So far, pretty much has been.
James, you got any thoughts on the game last night or yesterday?
I agree with Nikki completely on this. Is that, was it a little one-sided on the refereeing? Sure, of course, it usually is. But people need to understand a few things about this. Patrick Mahomes is the NFL's golden child right now. When Tom Brady moved along, Patrick Mahomes moved into that slot, and he's going to get that treatment. And when you hit them late and you hit them high, it's the easiest flag in the world for them to throw. Even if it's remotely close, they're going to throw it because they want to protect him, because they want him to play till he's 45, just like Brady did. Because he's great for ratings and he's great for the NFL. And honestly, they want Taylor Swift to be included as long as possible too. But regardless of all the stuff with, did you hit him too high? Did you hit him too late? Did you hit him too hard? I'll tell you what happened on the flip side of things is Kansas City had 8 sacks on the quarterback and Houston had 0. That has nothing to do with referees and everything to do with how good your defense is and how good your offensive line is. And Houston needs to completely revamp that offensive line if they're allowing 8 sacks in one game. Kansas City's got a good defense. 8 sacks in one game, that's a little bit out there for them. That's a really good performance for them. Or that Houston offensive line is epically horrible.
I think it's horrible because when you look at the Ravens, the Texans didn't even score on the offensive side of the ball at all. The defense did more, and that was a safety.
Yeah.
Like, I really think the Texans, and man, I wish the Texans guys were on right now, Rios and Carlos, because they're Texans guys, and I'm like, I'll give you some more input. I would love that.
Yeah.
But damn, man. It started to fall when they only scored 2 points. When they scored 2 points, that was like the downfall. For Lions fans, hey, thank you. That's all I gotta say. Thank you. Wait until you play the Chiefs and you will change your tune real fast. Hey, we played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl a couple years back. I know.
Yep.
Believe me.
Could happen again.
Yeah. But hey, let's stick with the Chiefs game real quick. Who's the player of the game besides Patrick Mahomes on that side for the Chiefs? Who's the player of the game besides Patrick Mahomes? I think it's gonna be someone who. Wait, what is that guy's name? He had like the defense. Well,
George Karlaftis probably with 3 sacks.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Thank you. I was like, wait, the guy's name is on the tip of my tongue. Yes. Yeah.
That's a dominant performance. And when the playoffs are happening, you need that from your key players. And Karlaftis has had moments of brilliance, and I believe he was a pretty high draft pick. But that's something else. 3 sacks in a playoff game. Yeah, you gotta protect your quarterback better, but one hell of a performance by Karlaftis.
Yeah. So, Nikki, who's your player of the game besides Patrick Mahomes? Because we both have the same guy.
I mean, the Kansas City defense for getting 8 sacks. I know that's cheating, but
No, that's fine.
but
Because
they did make
sometimes
a
I
big
pick
difference
the
in
whole
that
line.
game, especially considering people are going to talk about the referees instead. It's like you still got to acknowledge, as James said, 8 sacks.
Yeah.
Because that's always a difference maker. Like, see the Rams last week with 9. Or even Houston with 4 against the Chargers, plus the 4 interceptions. Sacks and turnovers always make a difference in these games.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with Butterfly here. Worthy. I'm still mad at Buffalo for not drafting him and letting him go to the Chiefs. Buffalo, that's always going to be their kryptonite now.
Yeah.
That is always going to be their kryptonite. They found the next Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, what are you doing? Can we stop giving him good players? Please? Can we stop giving the Chiefs good players?
They'll keep finding guys like this, too. They're going to look for him every year in the draft. Some guy that's 5'9", 5'10", and runs a 4.3 or 4.2 40. They're just going to keep on taking shots on these guys because they know how to scheme them open. They don't even have to be tremendous receivers. They know how to scheme them open, and that's everything. Kind of shout out to Kelsey, too. A lot of people were saying he's washed. 7 catches, 117 yards, and a touchdown, showing he's still got enough in the tank for one more playoff run, it looks like.
I'm glad you brought up Kelsey. Is he the greatest tight end of all time? I was at the dinner with a friend of mine, and he went with Gonzalez. I'm like, I'm going with Kelsey right now. Him or Gronk. But, Nikki, is Kelsey the greatest tight end of all time? You think?
He's in contention for it. I mean, it's either him or Gronk. I think as of right now, the ladder leans toward Gronk. But it's pretty close. Kelsey's up there too. Of course, Shannon Sharp's up there for greatest tight end of all time as well. I feel like it's definitely between those 3. But as of now, I'm leaning more toward Gronk.
Okay.
But definitely
Gronk
Kelsey's
is
a
the
top
GOAT.
3.
Yeah. James, how about you? Is
I
Kelsey
agree
the greatest tight
100%. Yeah, I agree 100%. It's Gronk for me. In a position like tight end, it's easy to give all the accolades to the receiving tight end. But when a guy's a dominant blocker and a dominant receiver, it's a whole different ballgame. And I'm not saying that Kelsey was ever a bad blocker in the course of his career, but he didn't make his money that way. Gronk owned people as a run blocker and then went out and ran, precise routes and ran all over people and caught every pass that was difficult and easy. And he was a very, very complete tight end. And coming from my fanhood of the Steelers and loving complete tight ends that block, and even being a Penn State fan, I want to see a tight end that can block too. I don't like the Gesicki types that just go out there and run routes all day and can't block to save their lives. So give me Gronk over Kelsey, but Kelsey's one heck of a dude. And you got to put him in your top 5.
Yeah, and Kelsey's career is not done yet. I feel like he's got another 2 or 3 years, and knowing this, they could win another 2 or 3 Super Bowls. I'm just saying, you gotta put respect on Kelsey. Didn't he? He just broke one wide receiver's record in the postseason already, and I forget who that was. He's still breaking records, and I'm forgetting these guys' names. I'm like, hey, ESPN and all these guys, they make up records to make it look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like that. So, what is the next move for the Texans? What is the next move? Offensive line? For me, I'm going to have to go offensive line. Nikki, what's the next move for the Texans, man?
The Texans, offensive line would be one for sure.
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to need to get themselves a top receiver because, I mean, Nico Collins is a solid option, but they don't really have a true top receiver that. Well, they do have wait a minute, they do have Diggs. Well, they're going to have to hope Diggs comes back healthy, but they could still look for another receiver, but definitely offensive line. CJ Stroud needs to learn from his sophomore slump as well.
Yeah, yeah. I did not expect that from Stroud since day one.
It's crazy.
I
I
did
kind of
not
forgot about
expect that.
Diggs for a second because he was out for a long time.
There was actually, I don't know if you guys saw this picture of Diggs. He was in the wheelchair looking at the Chiefs celebration, and they took a picture of him from the back. And I was like, damn, another one. It's like,
Yeah.
my
Oh my
God.
All
Damn,
right.
I feel bad for Diggs. Oh, I thought you were saying something, Nicky. My bad. Yeah,
Oh yeah, because KC got him again, technically, or his
yeah,
team, I should say.
yeah. Stroud made many first downs. He ran the ball. Hey, when it's not working throwing, you got to run. When it's
You
not
know,
working.
and if you're getting sacked 8 times in a game, you're probably running to save your own life to a degree there. Let's be real. I didn't catch all the game. I don't know how many of those were designed, but I'm betting a lot of that was scrambling, just trying not to die.
I didn't watch the whole game, and I'm like, it's first time I'm hearing 8 sacks. I'm like, is this the Bengals? I remember when the Bengals got
Mhm.
they got sacked 9 times and they still won. Like, how is that even possible? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So
That's part of why Pittsburgh dominated Baltimore for so many years, is because every game they'd sack Lamar 7, 8, 9 times. You know, the offensive line just couldn't hold up for Baltimore, and they fixed that problem.
yeah, yeah. So who's the MVP for the Commanders? Who's the MVP for the Commanders? Nikki, I'm gonna start out with you. I
Oh,
think
at
I know
this,
where you're going.
yeah, it's got to be Jaden Daniels. He's
Yeah.
clearly the difference maker in this team, especially compared to last year with Sam Howell versus this year with Jaden Daniels. You clearly see them take that next step. They went from a struggling team to playing in the NFC Championship game, defeating the Super Bowl favorites for their conference in the divisional round on the road. Clearly, we know who the difference maker is. It's obvious. And even in this game, threw 2 touchdowns at 299, 91.8 QBR in the biggest game of his career, like I said earlier. I don't mean, honestly, I don't see who else you could consider the MVP off the top of my head. I mean, you have other good players on that team for sure, but who's else is really making that huge difference? No offense to the
I
rest of the team, but that's what I'm saying.
I agree. James?
I agree with Nikki completely. It's got to be Jaden Daniels. What a heck of a performance for this young man. And then another 50 yards rushing on the ground on top of that 299 passing. The runner up that I'll give, and it's not even like a close one, at least in this game, Mike Sanderstill. The nickel corner out of
Yeah.
your squad, Michigan, there.
Yes, sir. Finally, we got someone that's not injured.
I wanted him in the worst way in Pittsburgh because they've had such an issue at the nickel corner positions. He had 2 of those 4 interceptions on Goff.
Yeah.
So that's one heck of a performance for him. Give him the defensive player of the game, but Jaden's still getting the MVP, no doubt about that.
Is he your rookie of the year? Is he the rookie of the year? Because there's a lot of good candidates out there. You got Daniels, you got Bo Nix, you got Brock Bowers. I go on and on. It's Jaden Daniels the rookie of the year. Whoever wants to take it, take it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm again following Nikki on this one. His opinions and mine really align today. It's been an incredible year for him. You know, you don't see stuff like this very often. And his scrambling ability on top of the passing ability. A lot of times, rookie quarterbacks are either really good at one or really good at the other, and not both. So, one hell of a performance from him. Got to love what you're seeing out of Bowers this year, but I just don't see him getting it over Jaden Daniels. I'd love to see the tight end get the accolades, but it's not happening.
It's so funny with Brock Bowers because he's on the Raiders. So he's never gonna. The team is never gonna get better. So
No.
I'm just sitting here thinking, man, I would love to give it to Brock Bowers. I was just like, I had him in fantasy, so I'm not gloating there, but he really is a real unbelievable talent. Now your school, Penn State, has a great tight end as well.
Mhm.
He's gonna make some moves next year. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
Oh, Tyler Warren had one incredible season, man, and he's he's one of those multi-purpose, does it all guys. So you're talking the 6'6", 265, good speed, good power, has a quarterback background, so they use him in the tush push as the quarterback a lot of times. Like, the dude can really do everything, and I won't be surprised if he goes in the top 10 in the upcoming draft. But he's going to be a real weapon for whoever is lucky enough to get him. And if they have a good passing offense, we could be looking at another performance kind of like how Brock Bowers had this year and the numbers that Tyler Warren can put up.
Yeah. First round pick?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't see him getting out of the top 15, and I could see him going as high as the top 10.
Yeah. Like my guy Spongy here. I want Tyler Warren in the draft. That's my top guy. That is really saying something when a tight end is the top guy on these mock drafts or lists or whatever. That is incredible. That is incredible for sure. But guys, really quick before we get into the next game and all that, make sure you subscribe to our new channel, the Hardcore Play and Rewind, where we're going to have gaming, movies, and podcasts. I have a meeting today. The channel was launched, so if you guys want to subscribe, go for it. We already have 18 over there as well. Gunnar Helm from Texans, first round pick. He's the guy I think would fit, outlet the team the best fit. Michigan has a great tight end too. Just have to throw my Michigan a bone. But yeah, I'm gonna ask this again. You know what? No, let's just go right to the games today.
All right.
First game,
Do it.
Eagles and Rams. James, how do you feel? Eagles and Rams.
Well, here's the first bye for the Eagles. No. I think the Rams will give them a run, but the Eagles are a very complete team right now, and very difficult to slow down. So I see Philly coming out of this game with the win, but interested to hear you guys' insights on it, as you know the team much more intimately than I do.
All right, Nikki, go for it.
Oh, this is our game right here, man. It looks like it's going to be in the snow to our favor, which if that's the case, bring it on. Gives us more of an edge. But either way, we still got to play the game. And I think our best opportunity is to run the ball based on what we did in week 12 and based off the fact the Rams don't have that stronger run defense. I think we just run the ball. That's our best chance. But we still got to contest Nacua and Kupp. We still can't underestimate the Rams offense. You still have a veteran quarterback that started in and won a Super Bowl. So we still got to play a good team. And if we win this game, builds momentum for next week. So I'm looking forward to it. But I do think we're going to win. But, hey, we still got to get it done. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, man. Bring it on. Eagles, Rams, let's do it. We need our defense to step up. And I don't think the Rams are getting 9 sacks on us. We got a quarterback who has started in a Super Bowl. We know we can win in these situations. He's not Sam Darnold, and our offensive line's better. So, and we still got to know that the Rams can do something, but I don't think they get 9 sacks. Not on the Eagles.
You know what I feel? I feel more confident about our defense more than our offense right now, Nikki. Especially with the matchups between our corners and their wide receivers. Like you got Slay on Cooper Kupp, or you can put Slay or Puka Nacua, vice versa. Quinion Mitchell on Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. I love our corners right now. And Zach Bond, he's arguably top 5 linebackers in his league. He's an all-pro. And then you have Gardner Johnson, who's been playing really, really well as of late. And then you have Jalen Carter, who's getting triple teamed night in and night out. So for me, I'm feeling more confident about our defense more than the offense right now, especially this whole thing with A.J. Brown and that self-help book. Oh, my God. They actually had the author come on to talk about the book. Nikki?
Hey, but you know what? Hey, he's doing what he can to stay motivated, and that's what a lot of successful people do. So I can't even be mad about that. I think a lot of people, they're just blowing that out of proportion. That's why I never really talked about it. I'm just like, it's not that big a deal.
I got a question for both of you guys regarding the Eagles. How has Cooper DeJean looked this year? because I was so big on him the last 2 years going into this draft. And then when Philly got both him and Quinion Mitchell, I said, what in the world, man? But how has he been so far this year for you guys?
Nikki, I'm going to start out with you on that one.
What was that? Could you please repeat the
Cooper
question? I heard part of it.
Cooper DeJean, how do you think he's been playing this year?
I mean, rookie season, he's been pretty solid. I mean, Grant Quinion Mitchell's been the best option, but I feel like Cooper DeJean, he's at least shown his flashes of potential, man. If he can just keep going in a positive direction, he could be, he could be the secondary asset for that future alongside Quinion Mitchell.
For me, ready? Because Devontae Maddox was in the slot before Cooper DeJean was put in, and he stunk, man. He was terrible. He was the target. Like, everyone was picking on him, getting the first down. And then once he got injured, they put Cooper DeJean in there, and it changed the whole landscape. It changed the whole vibe and everything. So I love this secondary. Remember the Legion of Boom for Seattle a couple years back?
Yeah, of course we do.
This is going to be the future of Boom. I'm telling you, I love this secondary. And Cooper DeJean's returning punts, too. Cooper DeJean is there with, what's his name? Brian Covey is still in. Is he still injured, Nikki? Brian Covey?
Yes, he is. He's still on IR.
He's been out the whole year. Wow. I didn't even realize that. And then here comes Butterfly saying it's the Swift Bowl, not the Super Bowl. Hey, Kendrick Lamar is performing at the halftime show, not Taylor Swift. So there's something. There is something. But yeah, I love Cooper DeJean, man. He's the guy we desperately needed. And no one traded up to get him in the draft. He just fell right to us. Like Quinion Mitchell, he fell right to us. Cooper DeJean fell right to us. And Howie Roseman is actually drafting out of the bigger schools. And I'm like, finally, you learned your lesson after all these years. But hey, he's doing everything. And is this a hot take, Nikki? Howie Roseman should be up there for Executive of the Year. You think?
Yes, he should be up there for top executives in the league. Period. So yeah, especially considering this roster revamp he did. You know, the new coaches they hired on offense, defense. You got to include that as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then my guy Spongy goes, Cooper DeJean is not a safety. He's a corner who will lock down your number one. Yeah, someone was singing that. I forget which player was that. Which player was that? My God, it's gonna bother me now.
There's a whole music video of that. I love it. Have you seen this?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
What's that guy's name that was singing it? What player was that, Spongy? Oh my God, it's gonna bother the hell out of me. Every time they show Taylor, she gets paid. Well, you know how much she donated in LA for the fire? She donated millions.
Good, they need it.
Oh, it was Gardner Johnson. Thank you. Oh my God, I knew I was on a blank here, but Gardner Johnson. But yeah, this game is all about Saquon Barkley. Let's be honest. If it's in the snow, he's got to run at least 25 to 30 times this game. Last game, he only ran the ball 8 times in the first half, finishing with 25. I'm like, that is unacceptable. And you know that coming from Penn State. Yeah. So it's just like, he needs more carries than that. Tax deductions. Oh my God. But
he's not wrong, no.
Yeah, it's not. Nikki, is this the Saquon Barkley game?
I think it is. If they decide give him the ball enough times, he could certainly make it that way, make his presence felt on the field. So I think there's a good shot it is.
Yeah. I mean, they got to get A.J. Brown more involved too. He can't just have one catch for 10 yards. That can't happen, especially this Rams defense, who I think is extremely underrated. This Rams team, I'm giving a lot of praise to this team. I have a lot of friends who are Rams fans. So, yep. And then the Ravens and the Bills. James, how do you feel about this game? You're probably like, I don't know how I feel about it.
No, I know exactly how I feel about it. I want to see the Bills win, but I don't know if their D's tough enough.
Yeah.
From the Bills fans that I've talked to and what I've seen, their biggest weakness is that up front against the run. and that's the strength of the Ravens' offense. So the Bills' offense is really going to need to put up some points in this game, I believe. I don't know what weather's looking like up there. They could have some snow too. If so, that might slow things down on the Ravens' offense. So I will be cheering for the Bills for sure. But my fear is that the Ravens come away with a win once again, and then we end up with Chiefs-Ravens in the conference championship.
I got the Ravens because the Bills usually choke in times like this, and the Bills Mafia would go through tables and then they would lose. So, Nikki, how do you feel about this game, Nikki? I think this might beat the game against the Commanders and the Lions.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the most hyped up game from a media standpoint. I mean, yeah, this is going to be an awesome game, I think, personally. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be as many points, but I think like the overall play and competitiveness will be the best of the games we have. But time will tell, you know. I mean, it could, when it comes to hype, so either lives up to the hype or it's like the Public Enemy song, Don't Believe the Hype. But I think this one should live up to the hype, and this should be a good game.
You know what sucks, though? You know what sucks? I gotta stream the Sixers and Bucks during this game, and I have a monitor here, so I'm gonna have it on 2 different windows. So I'm gonna be like game here, game there.
Well, that's what you get when you decide to go for basketball during the football playoffs on a Sunday.
Yeah, well, it's not my choice, but Sixers suck. I gotta root on my team. I gotta be there to support, even though it sucks right now, but that's a whole nother story. So, yeah, I really think this is going to be a Derrick Henry game. I feel like in the snow, if it's actually going to be snow, you're going to run the ball. Who's the running back for the Bills again?
Josh Allen.
The running back, yeah.
I'm just being
James
funny.
Cook.
James Cook. That's actually a very good running back matchup. Oh, my God. Dang. Hey, I don't know about you guys, man, but I kind of want to see the Bills collapse. It's kind of funny because all they've been talking about Josh Allen winning MVP. He's pretty much going to do that. But I kind of want to see him collapse. It'll be hilarious. I don't know about you. And Ty Johnson, thank you. My God, I'm forgetting everyone today. Yeah. But, yeah, you know what? Let's just go right to predictions for this game. Let's start off with the Bills and the Ravens. James, I know you're going with the Bills. What's your prediction for that, like score-wise?
I think we're probably looking at a decent amount of points in this game, like 31-24 with the Ravens on top.
Yeah, I love that, Nikki.
I'm gonna go around the lines of 38-34 in favor of Buffalo.
30. Wow.
I mean, Josh Allen's been playing lights out, MVP like, and the Ravens, you know, Lamar Jackson's been playing excellent, but I think in Buffalo, you know, it's, you know, that 12th man could be the factor, but either way, regardless who wins, it should be a close game that comes down to the wire. Should be a mostly offensive game in this one. I don't think you're going to see a lot of turnovers.
I got the Ravens as well, like I said multiple times. But I just have one question. Are the kickers actually going to make their kicks today? That is like, why is every kicker missing everything? I can't get that through my skull. Like, how is everyone missing kicks now?
Yeah.
Justin Tucker missed 3 against us. Oh my God. I expect both of these games to go for it on 4th and like 5. I expect a lot of going for 4th. You guys agree with me there?
Yeah, especially if it's 4th and short.
Yeah.
The Ravens showed that they've got a very effective tush push with putting Mark Andrews at quarterback and then Derrick Henry and the 310-pound fullback pushing the pile. That's an incredibly difficult thing to stop. So theirs is almost every bit as effective as the Eagles' tush push at this point, which must just be a regional thing, I guess you guys got going on over there.
I'm going to be honest here. I'm starting to get really tired of the tush push. because Saquon Barkley should be getting those touchdowns for him getting to that spot. Like,
Mhm.
let's say he's been getting like a 35-yard run and you ended up at the 1. Let him get the touchdown. My
Yeah.
God. Just let him reward him. But it's just like, he's more about the team, which I'm very happy about. That's that's his best quality, I feel like. So
They might
Yeah.
even want to try switching it up in those situations every once in a while to reward him and let him take the snap and put Hurts back at running back. Right there.
I don't know if
Probably
that
get
would
the same
work,
exact
though.
result.
yeah. So all right. Eagles, Rams. I think we all got the Eagles here. So
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for you guys' prediction, man. Nikki, I'm going to start off with you. All right, I didn't give my prediction for the game. Oops. I got the Ravens winning 30-27. All right, Nikki, Eagles,
right.
Rams.
Yep, I said yesterday I see this going by, say, a 24-14 score. I think in the snow, might not be as many points, but the Eagles would certainly have the edge in this case based on the weather and the roster, because I feel like they had the better all-around roster. Not to count the Rams out, but I feel like the Eagles have the better all-around roster. And plus, for guys that are used to playing indoors, if they try to play in the snow, it's going to take some time for them to adjust. And even though the Eagles aren't much of a snow team, they're more of a cold weather team. So it would be easier for them to adjust to the circumstances.
Yeah,
And I
my
just feel like
friend
they have
was
a
going to
better
go to the
all-around
game
roster,
today.
but we will see.
He was going to go to the game today. His friend bought him tickets, and he texted me right before I went live. He was like, "We're not going to the game today." I'm like, "Good job, you use your brain." I'm like, "Good job, you use your brain there." What's your score prediction for this game, James?
I think we're going to get a pretty one-sided game here. Philadelphia with already the better roster, but then a real big advantage with the snowy conditions too. I think 35-10 is what you're going to see today. Just Philly running all over them, and the Rams having a tough time getting their offense going with guys slipping around in the snow.
Wow. I did not expect that. For me, I got the Eagles winning 24-20. I think it's going to be a very close game. Kyron, I still can't pronounce his name, the running back for the Rams. Kyron Williams, thank you. I feel like he's extremely underrated. People need to put more respect on his name. I really like this Rams team. I really like their team, especially the offensive side of the ball. Cooper Kupp, he's not as good as he once was, but you got the future of Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is going to be that guy going forward. So I love this team, but in order for the Eagles to win, they have to get to Matthew Stafford. They have to. This guy can't run. This guy is slow, not mobile. You have to go to get Matthew Stafford. Oh my God! I think Nikki, didn't you tell me this? Like, let's say hypothetically speaking, Matthew Stafford makes it to the Super Bowl, right? All the Lions fans are gonna hate the Lions organization.
You know what I was saying? I was saying now people are thinking after Jared Goff's performance that it's possible the Lions would have had a better shot at a Super Bowl berth with the current core under Dan Campbell if they had Matthew Stafford. Now that's going to be a debate.
Yeah. How many times did Matthew Stafford make it to the Super Bowl?
One.
He made it once, right?
Right, with the Rams.
Right, yeah, and he won that.
But yeah, guys, it was great chatting with you. I got to get going. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Actually, we're going to end it right here, dude. Right. I actually got to head out. So we're going to end it right here. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe to Steelers by the Lake, subscribe to Nikki Steves, and subscribe to our new channel, Hardcore Play and Rewind. We will catch you all later on. Go Birds. Have a great football day, guys. Great football day. We are out. Peace.
Later.